So the day I hit rock bottom was one day when I woke up in the morning and took a look into my checking account. And I had a negative $1,081 balance within my account. And I was in complete shock. I mean, my heart just went right down to my stomach. And I'm thinking, no, something has to be wrong on my account, has to be some type of fraud or something happening in my account because this just can't be true. And after a while, after I've just finally, collected my thoughts, I started taking a look at the account, and all of those charges were all because of me. The overdraft fees that I got on that account was all because of me. And I literally mean all those charges was all mine. And I recognize from that day going forward, something has to change because that right there at that moment, that morning was my rock bottom. So in this video, guys, what I really want to do is share with you all the 5 money lessons that I learned from that experience. And hopefully this is something that will help you guys out as well, especially if you ever hit that moment in your life when you recognize you had enough and you hit rock bottom and you don't know what to do moving forward. This is the video for you. The first money lesson that I learned from that experience is pain teaches faster than comfort. Once you put your hand on a hot stove, you will learn your lesson right away and you will never forget. That moment, I took a look into my account and saw all of those overdraft fees, all of these transactions coming through simply because I wasn't budgeting and I had no idea. I had everything on auto pay and I just wasn't paying attention. I was extremely overwhelmed and things were tight financially. So it just destroyed me. You see, even to this day, I look back and remember that moment. And I say to myself, I never want that to happen again. The amount of pressure that I put on myself, the amount of discomfort that I put my wife in and my family in, that was the most biggest embarrassment that happened in my life because I felt like a complete failure. But sometimes it takes a mistake like that to recognize you cannot live life on the edge. You cannot live life reckless, not budgeting and knowing exactly what's going on with your finances. So what I did, and unfortunately, it took me a few months to finally clean that up and get ahead. And every day just hating on the decision that I made, I finally got serious and started building an emergency fund, a real emergency fund. 1 month at least of my salary I had started putting in my high yield savings account. You see, doing that allowed me to get a cushion from a mistake like this happening again. And I certainly made sure I kept within my checking account at least a minimum balance of $500 to cover any type of transactions that I never expected to happen. And the amount of money you start saving, guys, doesn't matter because as soon as I had at least $200 in my savings account, I felt a whole lot more comfortable, and overdraft fees and unexpected charges did not happen at all. And the second money lesson that I learned is living life on the edge financially is like driving a car that's on empty. Imagine you're just driving a car and you see that light come on. We all know that gas light, guys, where that E is illuminating and you know, okay, it's time to get gas. I'm pretty much riding on fumes. When you are not saving and you're not budgeting, your whole entire life is driving on fumes. And you have no idea when that car is finally going to shut off. You see, I was living paycheck to paycheck at that moment. And any little unexpected bill would derail me. And that's exactly why my checking account was negative $1,089. I had registration fees, I had light bills that was high, I had so many things coming into my account, and without budgeting, I had no idea. And living paycheck to paycheck is living life on the edge continuously. What's really unfortunate and what really sucks about the whole situation was I had always had opportunities to fix that. I always had opportunities to work a side hustle. Or when I get a raise, stop living life above my means. I needed to add more money to my savings account, more money to investing, and my lifestyle could increase as well. But as long as I know I was protected. But that is not what I did. I increased my lifestyle as soon as I got my pay raise. With that came so much pressure with trying to provide for my family and for my kids that saying no, well, it was never an option. So what I did was I got heavily involved in making a budget, and I certainly stick to that budget. And I hate budgets. You don't know how much I hate budgets. But to get out of your financial situation that you're in, you certainly need to budget. And I even had a specific spot in my budget called When Life Fucking Happens. Whenever something in life happens, this is where I take that money and move it to my account to cover any type of unexpected emergencies. This really helped me out when not being surprised with any unexpected bills. But I would tell you something about a budget that I learned quickly. You do not need to do a budget every single time. You just do a budget once a month just to see exactly what's going on in your finances. You don't need to be on top of it 24/7. Once you have everything set up and everything's going the way it's supposed to be going, and you have everything automated, a budget becomes something to just guide you, not something to restrict you. The third money lesson that I learned is money reflects habits, not just income. You see, if you have a bucket that's continuously leaking and all you're doing is just continually pouring water into it, don't be surprised when that bucket is going to be empty. If you have bad money habits, which I have, I have bad money habits, then no amount of money is going to fix your issues unless you address the problem, which is a leaking bucket. And that leaking bucket was me. I never said no to anything. I seen something, I was so impulsive, I wanted to buy it. My kids wanted things, I bought it. I really never sat down and did a budget to know exactly what was going on. So I had to fix myself. I had to fix my mentality and recognize you cannot just go around buying things simply because, well, you're acting like a child. So what I did was not blame myself. I blamed my paycheck. I blamed everyone else. I blamed the economy. All I did was blame everyone for my financial issues. But to be very honest with you, it was all on me. I didn't manage my money at all. You see, my spending habits was my problem. The eating out randomly was my problem. All those moments of it's only $10 kept on accumulating, and that was all on me. So what I did was I tracked my spending for 30 days and I did not go out to eat. I didn't do anything. I had a negative $1,000 checking account. I had no time for that. But those 30 days changed my life tremendously. I seen exactly the subscriptions that I had that I didn't even know I had. I was able to log into accounts that I haven't logged into for years. Really, really sad. I had things on auto pay and I never even looked. And I continuously stayed on top of all my spending habits. And if you really want to know what this feels like, it really feels like you're going into a dark room and you just hit the light switch. Next thing you know, you see everything that's going on and you could address everything at that moment. It was very, very hard to see all the baggage that I had, but it was extremely necessary for me to clean up that mess. The fourth money lesson that I learned is debt turns small problems into big problems. Now, having my account negative didn't just stop there. I wasn't able to fix that, and continuously all these other charges was coming in, so it continually kept on adding overdraft fees. So at that time, where all those bills kept on coming in, I kept on getting overdraft fees. So now that amount that I had is just ballooning. And really, the part that drove me crazy about it was the bank was making so much money off the overdraft fees I was getting in my account. Luckily, I was able to call them and I was able to negotiate a few of them. But after I made that call, things kept on coming in. So I couldn't get forgiveness on all the overdraft fees I was getting after that day. And my credit cards was maxed out, so I couldn't use my credit cards to cover any other type of expenses, which in reality probably turned out to be a blessing, because adding more debt on top of that and putting everything on credit cards really is not fixing the solution. It's taking one debt within a bucket and moving it over to another debt bucket, which, if you ask me, would have been a whole lot worse. You see, when you live a life of debt, things like this will happen. So what I did was I made sure I had an auto save come off my high yield savings account to my checking account any single time that my account hits below a certain amount. This really helped me avoid overdraft fees. But I will tell you this, guys, after that day that I had a negative checking account, I never ever needed to have anything auto transfer from my savings to my checking account because I stayed on top of my checking account now. And the fifth money lesson that I learned is hitting rock bottom could certainly change your finances. You see, you can't build a skyscraper on a soft foundation. And for me, I had to learn the hard way. I had to hit rock bottom, fix my foundation, and ever since I made those changes, I've been a whole lot better with my finances. You see, that low point in my life is a point that I never, ever, ever want to reach again. Now, I do understand there is things in life that's beyond my control. I might get laid off, there might be a health scare, there might be things that I just cannot control. So the things that I can't control was getting serious with budgeting, getting serious with debt management, getting serious with understanding exactly what's happening within my money. And doing that put my family in a safer position and changed my mentality when it comes to money. And most importantly, what I did was I treated the financial pain as a life lesson. And I didn't punish myself for the rest of my life, but I made that a moment that I would not forget and make sure I never go back to that moment again. Because that morning when I woke up with that feeling, ignited a fire in me to get to a point where I'm at now, where I do not have a negative net worth. And right now I'm on a track to become a millionaire. So right now you're struggling financially. If you're waking up every single day and you're seeing your checking account negative, or you're not, or you're just not too happy with seeing how much money you're getting paid, recognize, guys, you can make that change. Cut back on expenses. Make sure you know exactly what's going in and out of your account. Do not just be all blindly not paying attention to it. Pay attention to your account, fix all those issues, and it won't happen overnight, but throughout time. And gradually, you're building a habit. You're building a strong foundation in order for you to get on your path to becoming a millionaire. Well, guys, drop a comment down below and let me know what are the money lessons that you experienced that changed your whole life financially. And at the same time, hit the like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Catch you guys in my next video. Peace.